Hey, everybody, Reverend Rob here. This is my buddy Jay. We have known each other for years. Jay Mana.
Wow.
Y'all will know him from Spiritually Raw, Gnostic TV, things like that. But he and I go back years ago, decades now, we can safely say, doing insurance sales and things like that. And what's funny is we were talking, and I was telling Jay three times this year, I got hit on identity theft. That I had to get cards stopped, that whole rigmarole and everything else. And Jay, you reminded me about Legal Shield.
Yeah.
And you said they now had an identity theft program, right?
Yeah, they didn't have that when we did it back in almost 15 years ago, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they have that now. And speaking to me, between me and April, we're up to about 8 times having to just send us a new card. Someone
Yeah.
hacked this one. You know what I mean? Thank God, at least they were like, "Hey, did you make this transaction?" No, we did not. And you know how it goes, and I'm sure a lot of people are getting that. But Rob, there's been close to 3 billion profiles or accounts, if you would. Obviously, that's not 3 billion people, but different venues that have been compromised. So a lot of times people aren't even finding out about this, man, until maybe they go to apply for something, or they go to get a car, or they go to get a department store credit card, or pay something at a restaurant, right? And you know what I mean? And boom, all of a sudden, hey, something happened. So we don't all know who's been affected. And that's the thing right now. Nobody at this point in time knows who's been affected, but we know that for the most part, someone has access to us. What they're doing with it at this point in time, some nefarious people, I guess, or entities, we don't know. And unfortunately, it's going to be one of those things we won't know until either the card company we work with is good enough to at least text us and say, did you do this? Or we run across a crappy situation like where it's like, what happened? Well, I didn't, it's not mine. So
Yeah. And depending on what institution you're with or who you're dealing with, this this can be a huge pain. Gillian got hit years ago with one of those skimmers at the
yeah,
gas pump, thing.
yeah, yeah,
But we were in Legal Shield, and that spurred our conversation about, you know, we were in it, we were doing good with it. We actually sold it as a product, which people can do. Um, and it's nice to be selling a service and not
yeah.
a product. And one of the things I used it for, my ex-girlfriend that you knew back in the day, um, I had helped her with a apartment, not an apartment, house, a lease. Okay. And the owner was giving her a little bit of a hassle. And I had my Legal Shield to make this kind of a tear jerking story, but it's true. Christmas Eve, we were broke. I had left a job to start my own business, blah, 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 blah. We had nothing for the kids, her kids, my kids, anybody's kids. 3 days before, we had called Legal Shield and said, these people are giving us a hard time about getting her deposits back. One letter. They wrote a letter because I was a member of Legal Shield and I was involved in it. They wrote one letter. Christmas Eve, we went and picked up a check for $5,000 from those people, all because of the power of having an attorney in my pocket.
Yeah.
Now, I know a lot of people are like, well, why'd you get out of it? I don't even remember why we left it. I don't even remember because,
I do. I was thinking about that. It was like we weren't really that much even on the internet then, remember? And I think
no,
we were all
that's
wanted.
true.
Yeah, we were like it was back in 2010-ish kind of thing, and so we were all kind of like, well, we should explore the internet.
Yeah,
there might be something to this thing, right? So I think it was, and that's weird to say that now, when you hear it back, but that's what it was. But you're right, man. And I tell you, it's like, it's one of those things. Is how many times, Rob, have people said, "Oh, you're going to hear from my attorney," and you don't actually mean it, but this time you actually could mean it, is what I'm saying.
yeah,
You actually can say that with like real truth and conviction and real vibe. You know what I mean? Because every time someone says that, nobody believes them. You know what I mean? But if they do say it, and it's given, and that's why we did it back then. This is why obviously we're looking at doing it now. We're doing it now again because if you don't know your rights, you just don't have any rights.
that's true. That's very true. And you know what I like is also, as a gun owner,
Mm-hmm.
they have riders for gun owners. So, folks, what we're talking about here is for a low monthly fee. And when I say low, let's pretend I'm holding a puppy, that's starving to death, and I hear Sarah McLachlan singing in the background, in the arms of an angel, but for the price of a cup of coffee a day, all right, one trip to Starbucks a day, you literally put an attorney in your pocket.
Yeah.
It's like having an attorney on retainer. I guess it's not like it. That's what it really is.
Yeah. You know how much more it's responded, man. And then for those of you who have kids that are in college and kids are in college do what kids in college do, but they didn't have this when we did it. This is amazing. So imagine this world where your kid's in college. You already probably wondering what the hell they're even doing anyway. You just don't want to ask. But let's say they got pulled over. They have something on the phone. When they're part of the membership, they can tap an app. In 30 seconds, there's a lawyer, not a law firm, not a law clerk, a lawyer that gets on the phone, that form that you can literally hand that phone over to the officer. So the attorney can explain to the officer your child's rights. Your child doesn't have to say nothing. They simply have to tap an app if they get pulled over.
Yeah,
That's
isn't that
amazing.
crazy?
Crazy. They haven't,
I mean, so for that cost, you're not even getting woke up in the middle of the night until after they've already talked to an attorney. So that's really cool. The other the other thing that I dearly love about it, I'm going through a fight with Gillian's Insurance because she got cancer, and now the insurance company is jerking her around about not wanting to pay for it, and she is writing her own appeal. I firmly believe Spirit put it on your heart to reach out to me, call at the right time, because you didn't know we were going through that. One of the things that we're doing now is we are making a phone call either later today, tomorrow, because with this, you get so much free service from an attorney. They're going to review the case and look and possibly writing their appeal, all for I don't have to pay anything extra.
Yeah,
only if they get involved. And I want people to know you have this available. You don't have to be rich. You don't have to be anything. This is available for different things. They will go to court for you for traffic tickets. They do all kinds of things. And then for a little, and we did a more upscale fee. If you're doing a family, you're getting a trust done. Now, call a local attorney. Trusts are minimally $750 to up to $1,500, $2,000.
More than that, even. Yeah.
Have they gotten more?
Yeah, I would say last time we looked at a trust, I was telling you because I was a friend of mine just came back. He's an estate planning attorney, and he says he charges like $5,000 for them minimum.
Yeah.
That's just even have those kind of conversations.
And let me tell you something. Y'all need to know this. Wills are great. Trusts are like running your estate from the grave. That's exactly what they are. And let me tell you something. It protected me when my parents had a trust. It avoids probate, tons of crap. And with them, I think they're going to do my trust for me for what, $250?
It's nothing. It's crazy.
It's crazy. We are literally able now to have a law firm in our pocket. If you are a gun owner, for a small, like $10 a month or $15 a month, I don't know. Don't quote me on that exact price, but it's in that range. Okay. They have a rider for gun owners. If you're trying to start your own business or have an online business, if you're a healer, if you're one of my people that are trying to help other people, they have a small business section for you that is really, we've got it. Gillian and I, because of everything we got going on with 4 kids, everything else, we've kind of got everything under the sun. And it's easy. Signing up is easy, things like that. So is there, yes, you can just have the product. Yes, you can sell the product or be an associate. All right. But you're not trying to convince somebody. What's really cool about this, I've already talked to a bunch of people because I forgot about it. You really don't have to work to convince somebody they need an attorney.
You really don't. And you know what, Rob? I tell you, the other thing right now is that the good and the bad with this is the good news is we're seeing more and more people prosper, right? More and more people are starting to take the courage to prosper. They're starting to get their businesses together. They're getting excited because they're starting to see money's coming in from their passions and things like that. So uh, don't mess it up. Have protection over that. Imagine you have a
Right.
business that you're growing and you're growing and you're growing. Your social media accounts are growing and they're growing and growing. Someone hacks your social media accounts. That kind of stuff's covered, right? Someone starts to take your stuff away from you, and you're growing a business, and that impacts you. That kind of stuff's covered. You want to protect yourself as a business. Someone didn't like your advice. That stuff look. We live in that world right now. So the good news is that we're seeing a prosperity trend. Okay, now it's time to protect that. But the thing is that very few people think to protect that prosperity trend that they're doing right now. So look how hard you work for it is all I'm saying. Be smart about it.
Yeah, and you're right, because in today's world, and I know everybody out here has thought it. The only way I'm going to get rich is to get hit by a UPS truck. You know, well, more and more people, and well, why is that? Because you want to be able to sue somebody with money. As you start building your wealth, things like this or whatnot, you're now the person they want to sue.
Target on your back.
You know that everything, or we get people that just get angry at us and want to stop us for no reason to cause a problem. Guess what? I got Legal Shield and Identity Shield working together for me now. And I want this, it's already paying off everything. Like I said, dealing with the insurance and all this stuff. Man, this is huge. Think about it. If you had to pay an attorney to talk to you about your insurance claim, and then you got them to write a letter, there's a fee involved. Anything I'm paying, that's already covered it.
That's already covered.
Already
A lot of people don't know this, Rob, and especially going into the holiday season. I didn't know this, okay? But did you know that if your plane is delayed by like 4 hours, you're entitled to 3 to 4 times the ticket price back? Okay.
No, I
And if
didn't.
you, right, I didn't either. So you're going to call and say, well, 3 to 4 hours into it, and you're going to say, hey, I want to talk to a supervisor, or I want a refund to this. And the supervisor says, sorry, that's part of our thing. You signed the thing. You ain't getting your money back. Sorry for your inconvenience. Now, an attorney calls on your behalf that you've already got paid for as part of your membership. They're not talking to that customer service person. They're talking to the airline's legal department. That's a very different conversation. So the next call back to you is, sir, what's your bank account so we can get you the money back, or this has been returned to your card. See, we don't know this stuff. If you don't know your rights, you have no rights. So everything you have that you think, if you have a program like this, you kind of have carte blanche. It's how rich people do it. They just, hey, you deal with this. You deal with this. See what it is. Experience that. Plus, it's good manifestation too, because you get to kind of protect yourself at that level. So, again, these things we just don't know. And again, if you do know them, then you're in a much better position, especially as we get through this, the valleys of life, if you call them, right?
Exactly. And so everybody the whole point of this is I want you to know this service is out there. It exists. It's very cheap. Every person should have it. I want my tribe to know. Reach out. Look, down below in the description, you will have a link to my page where you can go look at all this stuff, check it out, sign it up. But you'll also have my phone number, and Jay will be there. If I say, Jay, this person's got questions I don't know, he'll be glad to jump in, help out, and because he's mastering it. He already knows the people that are involved or whatnot. But I'm telling you, it has been a while since I've really promoted a service. And this service is invaluable. And I want y'all to know, yes, unlike the hair club, on this one, I am a member. Okay.
That's awesome. I love that.
All right. Jay, anything else you want to add to this?
Yeah, I would say, yeah, absolutely. And people that are drawn to this are drawn to this. And if you think that you see this like we have also as a way to be able to, especially if you have connections to other people that you'd like to share with, they have a really great pay it forward program where you could be an affiliate also like we do, right? So if you want to learn more about that, just when they reach out to you, Rob, just tell them, say, hey, I'd like to learn about an affiliate too. So that's it, everybody. Just and best of luck to you, best of love in your life, and protect yourself. It's just it's good, smart business to do, right? So thank you, brother.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. I appreciate it because you can explain it a lot better than I can. But thank you, thank you, thank you. And everybody, as I always say, take what you want, leave what you don't, but leave this time with just some knowledge that you have some protection out there available to you. Bangarang.